Hello guys and welcome to the Equals Palace channel, and today I've decided to do something quite different considering how well my live stream did go yesterday at the game against Huddersfield. So I thought I'd do a live stream tonight just talking about the 4th round cup and any questions you want to ask, whether it be about the draw or whether it be anything to do with Palace at the moment. But I've got a question here from Lewis, and that's what time does the actual draw take place? And it was stated quite a lot over social media that after the game, the Manchester United game I believe it is, after that game they will do the draw. So the draw's coming up, it's just come up here on Twitter. So if you look at the feed on the right hand side of the feed of the live stream, you'll see things pop up on there, so you may get some of the fixtures on there before I obviously go forth and say them. But it'll be quite interesting to see who Palace get. I'm personally looking at the teams. I don't want to get Manchester City, Man United, Everton as well, because they've, you know, won quite comfortably. So maybe one of the other sort of lower league teams, championship teams who've done really well, you know, to get this far in the competition. So maybe one of them teams, because normally we get Manchester City, Man United in this sort of competition. So hopefully, you know, we can actually get an easier run this time. And, you know, I am hopeful. Hopefully we can get that. Yeah, my friend Christopher, hello, welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you're here. I've got 9 people watching, so it's a start somewhere. So, you know, like I said yesterday, thank you very much for watching my live stream yesterday. And there was one point where I had over 1,000 people watching it, so hopefully this stream can go just as well. So like I said already, all I'm going to do in this live stream is just talk about the fixtures for the next round of the Carabao Cup as they come out. And if you have any questions, do ask them, because I'm obviously here to answer them. But like I said, the draw is coming up, so we've just got to wait for the draw to come up and see obviously who Palace have got. But if you are interested in who the teams are at the minute, so the teams that Palace could be playing in the next round, obviously in front of me here I've got the different teams. So if you just look on the screen there's all the different teams with the numbers that we could possibly be playing. So if you are interested in seeing who is in the draw, then on the screen there should be coming up, should be, you know, the teams that we could possibly be playing. Now, like I've said a few minutes ago, possibly for me, lower league teams and maybe a championship team, but we'll have to wait and see. And knowing our luck, Palace, we normally do get sort of Manchester City. But Lewis has just commented saying Bristol City will be the best team for us. Yep, certainly I would like to see us play Bristol City. Haven't played them in a few years, so, you know, can't wait to see who we get. I've just got a comment here telling us who Arsenal will get. Obviously, I don't know yet. The draw hasn't happened yet, but when the draw does come out, I'll of course, you know, give you all the latest news here. So just going to wait now. Say hi. Hello, Chris. Hello, guys. I think the stream should be working. It is buffering the way I'm looking at it, but I think it should be working fine. There's now 12 of you watching, which is great. So hopefully it will pick up. Sam just commented, guys, I'm starting a YouTube channel, so if you could check out my channel, that would be great, as we're all red and blue. So Sam ZZ, if you are, you know, if you do want to follow him on YouTube, then do give him a like. Palace versus Arsenal, yep, I could possibly see that. I personally wouldn't mind seeing that draw. Sam just commented, what time's the draw? Like I've said, it is after the Man United game, so it should be coming up very shortly. So I'm just looking at social media, looking at the BBC website, just waiting to see what the draw is. But it'd be interesting, like I said, to see who we've done. So the Manchester City game's now ended, 2-1 to Man City against West Brom. So like I've said, we always seem to get Manchester City, so maybe that could be another possibility. But just looking, I'm just going to go through while we're waiting, just to go through some of the fixtures from the 3rd rounds, just talking about the ones yesterday. So yesterday, Aston Villa 0, Middlesbrough 2, AFC Bournemouth 1, Brighton Hove Albion 0, Brentford 1, Norwich City 3, Bristol City 2, Stoke City 0, so maybe we could play Bristol City. Burnley 2, Leeds United 2, and Leeds United 1 on penalties, 5-3, so we could play Leeds. Obviously the Palace 1-0 against Huddersfield, Leicester City 1-2-0 at Liverpool, West Ham United 1-3-0 at Bolton Wanderers, Wolves won 1-0 against Bristol Rovers, Reading lost 2-0 to Swansea City, and then the last game from yesterday was Tottenham Hotspur 1, Barnsley 0. Now the games tonight, so they've all finished now, so the draw should be coming up. But Arsenal won 1-0 against Doncaster Rovers, Chelsea won 5-1 against Nottingham Forest, Everton were 3-0 winners against Sunderland, Manchester United, of course, like I've said already, won 4-1 against Burton Albion, and the game that's just finished, Manchester City, that was 2-1 against West Brom. So we're just waiting now to see what the first draws are, and hopefully, like I've said already, Palace can get a good draw, because we don't normally have the luck, the rub of the green when it comes to League Cup draws and FA Cup draws. So hopefully this year, with Roy Hodgson coming in, maybe he could have a little bit of a cup run, just to sort of up the spirits of the fans. So just having a look at the feed here. So Chris has said West Ham versus Palace, a possibility, a London derby. Leeds versus Man United, yeah, that could be a pretty good one. I wouldn't mind that. A Donny's fan, they've just lost to Arsenal 1-0. To be honest, losing 1-0 to Arsenal isn't really that bad. I think that's quite respectable, so don't put yourself down for that. Just looking here, as you can see on the screen now, they are the numbers for the draws. So number 1 ball is AFC Bournemouth, the second ball is Bristol City, Palace will be the third ball in the draw, the fourth ball will be Leeds United, the fifth ball Leicester City, the 6th Middlesbrough, 7 Norwich City, 8 Swansea City, 9 Tottenham Hotspur, 10 West Ham United, 11 will be Wolves, 12 will be Arsenal having won their draw, 13 will be Chelsea, 14 will be Everton, 15 will be Manchester United, and ball 16 will be Manchester City. So we're just going to have to wait and see now when, what we find in the draw. But hopefully, yeah, hopefully the draws come out in the next few minutes, because I'm not going to stay up all night trying to find out who will be playing in the next round. But I've just got a message, another comment from Football Fan 77, and he says that will CPFC put their first team out in the next round? And to be honest, I think it's at the beginning of October, so we might be able to put out our first team. But I think Roy Hodgson has already mentioned it quite a lot. He does like to, experiment. He likes to see all different players from all around the club. He likes to see some of the fringe players play. So answering your question, I think it probably, if we do get an easy game or an easier game, there may be some fringe players will play, and it won't necessarily be a first team. And even if it is say against Manchester City or Man United, I still think we won't play our first team, answering your question here. So just looking at some of the comments here, Chris has come up again and said Spurs versus West Ham, so another London derby possibility. I personally, yeah, that would be a good game to see, I suppose. So just waiting now. It's quite, yeah, we're waiting quite a long time really. The draw's meant to happen straight after the Man United game, and still there's no signs of the updates. So we're just going to have to wait now. But do keep commenting so I can answer your questions. To be honest, at the weekend we're going to be playing Manchester City. They got beaten, or they beat Watford 6-0. So I'm not very hopeful for the game. So, if we do lose 6-0, then I won't be too surprised, because, Watford did lose by that score as well. But in saying that, against Huddersfield, a Premier League team in the League Cup, we did look a lot more solid, and with the addition of Sacco coming back into the side, then maybe we might not get banged 6-0 by City. We may lose 3-0, but I don't think we're going to play that bad than we have done in the last few weeks. Cal Crafting has just said that a London derby, Palace versus West Ham, would be a good fixture. I personally think, I don't think we've met them in the Cup for the last few years, so I think that would be a really good draw. Rules just said, what time does it start? I've said this already. If you weren't listening at the beginning of the stream, or you've only just tuned in, the stream or the fixtures are meant to be coming out. The draw for the next round is meant to be coming out, after the Man United game, but we're still waiting for them to do the draw. So as soon as I get the results, then of course I'll share them with you, but at the minute we're still waiting for them. And if any of you do, find them before me, then of course do comment them as well. Harry, the City supporter, has said Norwich, so I don't know what that's meant to mean, if he's asking a question or he's just saying something. But Jacob's also come on and said come on Norwich, so I believe Norwich are in the round. Yep, Norwich. So I wouldn't mind Palace versus Norwich. That'd be a pretty good game in my opinion. Two clubs that are, quite reasonably good, quite solid teams, I suppose, is a way to describe it. So We're just going to have to wait and see now. And it's getting quite frustrating now because we were told that the draw was meant to be straight after the game against Man United, and it still hasn't occurred. So I'm looking on Twitter now, still no signs of it. But in terms of any Chelsea fans listening, I believe Football Fan 77 is listening. Antonio Conte has just arrived for his press conference, so if I do get any updates regarding the press conference as well, then I'll give them to you as they come. Now, in terms of Palace news, former Palace midfielder Joe Ledley, who was released in the summer, he's obviously was a free agent over the summer. He today has joined Derby County, so good luck to him. He's signed on a six-month deal, so good luck to him, and I think he could be a very good player in the Championship, and with that experience he's had with both Palace, Wales, Celtic, I think he could do a really decent job for Derby County, and considering he's free, I think that's a good buy for them. In terms of the press conference, Antonio Conte has said the boss is pleased with the performance and will answer the young answer of the young players who featured was very positive. So basically what he's saying there is he's very happy with the performance, of 5-1 win, but also he's happy with the young players who played, obviously with him feeling that their performances were very positive. Obviously just looking back over the feed, 2FC, you know, I do watch your videos, great videos, keep up the work on your channel, but thanks for watching the stream. Prediction, Middlesbrough versus Palace, yep, I suppose that would be a good one to watch. I think, yeah, I wouldn't mind a Middlesbrough Palace game. Yep, 2FC, I am going to accept your thing. 2FC, really good Palace channel, does loads of predictions as well, so do give him, do subscribe to him. Yep, Spurs versus Palace, another London derby. Maybe Spurs playing as well as they do, maybe they may win 4-0, but considering they've got that sort of curse of Wembley at the minute, I don't think they might not quite beat us 4-0, but they may still beat us. Hope Man City get a good draw. Yeah, I suppose if you're a Man City fan, you want them to do well, so you want them to have an easier draw. So we're still waiting for the actual draw now. You know, we were told it was meant to be after the Man United game, and still, you know, nothing's come about it. Ricky's just come on and said, I really hope we get Man City. Yep, I suppose a Manchester derby would be really good in terms of, you know, raising the profile of the cup. I think it would be a really good game. Wolves versus Arsenal. Yep, that would be an interesting one. I would like to see, because I believe Wolves have got a very good home record, so maybe Arsenal would be a good team to play. They're a very solid team at home. Slim has just said my video keeps buffering. I do know that my Wi-Fi is a little bit dodgy at the minute, but hopefully it should stop buffering sooner or later. I'm hoping that it shouldn't. I'm hoping that it doesn't keep buffering. Messi has just commented saying Palace versus City. To be honest, we played them last season in the cup, so maybe, you know, we may get them again. So I'm hoping we don't get them, but maybe we will. Ryan's just commented saying what time is the draw. I've said this already if you were listening to the stream earlier on. If you just tuned in, you wouldn't know this, but the draw was meant to go on straight after the Man United game, and unfortunately, obviously, for some reason, whatever, it quite hasn't started yet. So we're still waiting for updates, but hopefully in the next few minutes we should start to get some of the first results of the League Cup. Yeah, 2FC, he said a home draw versus Norwich, Wolves or Bristol City and not Leeds. Yeah, I wouldn't mind any of them three. Norwich, Wolves, Bristol City, you know, they would be good draws. So come on Leicester, yeah, that's a fair point. Leicester, I think they could do well in this competition. Obviously, having just beaten out Liverpool. You hope Arsenal versus Tottenham, once again, another derby. That would be a good game to watch and follow. And in terms of, I've just read a comment here, is he showing it or reacting to it? I am doing a live stream, so as soon as the game comes out, or when the fixtures come out, I'm going to go on and give them to you. Now, I do understand, I've got a comment here, the lag is unreal. I do understand that. This is the first time I've done a live stream, so, you know, I'm not really expecting it to be perfect, but hopefully, with this being the first time, next time it will obviously be better. So once again, the numbers have just come out, so the draw is obviously imminent. But just to go over the numbers for all of the teams. The first number, Oh, my computer's just fell. Here we go. So number 1 is Bournemouth, number 2 is Bristol City, number 3 is obviously Crystal Palace, number 4 is Leeds United, 5 is Leicester City, 6 is Middlesbrough, 7 is Norwich City, 8 is Swansea City, 9 is Tottenham Hotspur, 10 is West Ham United, 11 is Wolverhampton Wanderers, 12 is Arsenal, 13 is Chelsea, 14 is Everton, 15 is Man United, and 16 is Manchester City. So they are the numbers, and the first draw has been drawn, and to the first 2 is Tottenham Hotspur versus West Ham United. So one of you did comment that below. So a London derby there, and Bristol City versus Crystal Palace. So not ideal, obviously Palace going up to Bristol to play Bristol City, but I suppose an easier draw. We should hopefully get through to the next round, and I believe is it the quarterfinals. So I suppose the quarterfinals would be a really great place to get onto. So we're just waiting to see what the other results are. Obviously they are the first ones that have come through, so we're just going to have to wait and see what the rest are. But like I said already, Tottenham Hotspur versus West Ham and Bristol City versus Crystal Palace. So we're now just waiting for the other ones. So the next draw is Leicester versus Leeds, so hopefully that'll be a good game as well. The next one is Bournemouth versus Middlesbrough, so that'll be quite a good game. Premier League team versus a recently relegated Premier League team, so that'll be a really good game. Manchester City are playing at home against Wolves, so I said about I would like to play Wolves as a Palace fan, but Manchester City have gone on to match them in a draw. And Chelsea are going to be playing Everton, so that'll be quite a good game in the round 4 of the Carabao Cup. So whichever teams do win in the 4th round go forth into the quarterfinals. The next one is Leicester City versus Leeds United, so that'll be quite a good game. In my opinion, Leeds done quite well yesterday in their game. Just waiting now for the other ones. Yep, Cal, you've said it again, my stream is buffering. I do know that, I do know the lag, and it's the first time I've done this stream, so you have to bear with me. First time doing it. The stream isn't quite working out as I would have liked it to, but still, you know, we've all got to put up with it. So, you know, it's the first time I'm doing it, so hopefully in the future I can become better at doing these live streams. So just waiting now for the final few fixtures just to come out, and I believe there's few. So here's the full list, so just to go through them in order in case you've all missed them. So it'll be Tottenham versus West Ham, Bristol City versus Crystal Palace, Swansea versus Man United, Arsenal versus Norwich, Chelsea versus Everton, Man City versus Wolves, Leicester versus Leeds, and Bournemouth versus Middlesbrough. Now, I was talking about when they're going to be played. If you are wondering, they will be played in the week commencing October the 23rd. So there are all your fixtures for the EFL Cup. So if you are interested, they're all here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put them on the screen. So if any of you who are interested in looking at all the other draws, then of course you can do so. Blah blah Joe's just said that Yannick Bolasie back to Palace in the winter. To be honest, I don't think that will happen. I think Bolassie's happy at the moment up at Everton, but it is a possibility. He has spoke of his you know, delight at Palace and what's happening, and he would like to come back at some point, so maybe that'd be great. Rooms just said, are you on dial-up internet? It's buffering really bad. It reminds me of the 90s. I'm not. I'm meant to have super fast fibre optic broadband, and still the internet's really slow. And like I said, this is the first time I've streamed, so I can understand it being a little bit glitchy. Swansea versus Man United, yeah, that is one of the draws coming up, so that'll be an interesting game to watch. So all of you who are still watching the stream, coming up shortly will be all of the fixtures, so they will be on the screen, so any of you who are interested in all the draws can have a look at all the things. Yeah, I know the draw's been done. I'm just commentating, giving my reaction to the draw, so do drop any comments or any ideas or any score predictions in the comments below. I know that it's already been done, but I'm just sort of discussing it and just giving my opinion on the whole draw. Yeah, I know the draw is completed, but I'm just, giving my opinion, giving my reaction to the draw. So just sort of hear what people had to say, hear what, people think.